Hi, I'm Ashley with All Country News, and I'm here with Christie Huff. Two of my favorite songs of yours are Halfway Fell and Canvas. I just think they're so catchy, and I love the music videos for them. So I wanted to know what your writing process is like. So can you talk a little bit about that, and where do you usually draw inspiration for when you write a song?
It happens different every single time. That's what I love about songwriting is that, most times for me though, like when I'm writing by myself, I do a lot of solo writing, and then I do a lot of co-writing as well. But my favorite type of write is when I get this feeling or like emotion that I just have to get out there on, out into the universe. And the way that I do that, since I'm a singer-songwriter, is by writing a song. And you mentioned Canvas. That was a song that it was a solo write. I wrote that alone, and that was actually the first song that I wrote right after a breakup. And I just started writing down what I was feeling, and the first thing that came out was "This hurts like hell." And in the chorus, that's like a big thing that I come back to. so, it happens differently every single time, but sometimes I get a melody in my head and start, writing to that. Or sometimes I'm just playing around with my guitar. And, as you mentioned, Halfway Fell, that was a co-write. So I wrote that with two really talented people here in Los Angeles. And, we were all going through a similar situation, like in our love lives. So oftentimes in a co-write, it's like we all get with each other and we just start talking about life. And usually the longer you talk in a co-write, the better the song is, because we're just getting all of our feels out there. So that's kind of how that song, we just started talking about what we were going through. And I keep a long list of song title ideas in my phone, and one of those song titles was Halfway Fell. So then I was like, oh, Halfway Fell, and then we all just kind of wrote it, with that. So, but yeah, it happens differently every single time.
One of my favorite lyrics, like you mentioned, Canvas, is that part where you say, "How does it feel to not feel wanted?" or "It hurts like hell." And
Yeah.
yeah, that just really resonated with me. So you talked previously about how some of your most popular songs are the ones where you're the most vulnerable. So I wanted to ask, what was the most difficult song to write for you?
I think it's a tie between Black and White and Canvas. I wrote those songs probably within a week of each other. And again, that year I was going through, a breakup, like a heartbreak. And I wrote, it's true what they say, when you, I guess, have heartache, inspiration just kind of is bleeding out of you. And Black and White, I mean, you can kind of, at least I can hear it in my voice. That song to me is my most special song because I can hear kind of like the pain in my voice when I sang it. And that was kind of, I mean, it sucks to feel painful, in times, but that was really what I wanted to put out into the world, something very vulnerable, something that, did make you feel something as soon as you hear it. So yeah, but it's a tie between Black and White and Canvas.
I love that. I know this year there hasn't been many live performances or anything,
Yeah.
but in the past you've done a lot of performances in person. So I wanted to know where your favorite place to perform is.
Ooh, okay. Well, this year, I was so lucky. I was able to actually go to London in February to perform. So that was a blast. And I was there February 25th to March 5th. So literally right before everything kind of went crazy. So that was such a blast. But I think my favorite types of shows are like the country music festivals. I love being there. Like there's no other type of fan than a country music fan, because they're there for the whole experience, and also I think country music fans love discovering new artists. And whenever I've played at these festivals, like I played at Country Fest in Wisconsin, opening up for Jason Aldean, and then I've played here in Los Angeles for like the Boots in the Park or the Coastal Country Jam type of shows, opening up for like these like really amazing artists that I've always looked up to. And I'm always like the new artist that's like plays at like noon on the stage, you know, but I love country music fans because they show up and they're there and they're excited. And it's just, I don't know, it's just so much fun. So playing those festivals wherever they are, as long as, you know, the fans come together, those are my favorite types of shows.
Yeah, hopefully we get to start performing again and we'll get to see you live again. That would be so much fun.
I know. I really hope so.
Yeah. So you mentioned that country music fans are unlike any other fans in the world. Do you notice that when you're traveling and performing that they're different, like wherever you go?
Yeah, like I've toured all through the US, and I think my favorite, you know, my favorite places to perform like are like the country bars in like middle America, you know, we played in Kansas City, which was a really great place for people to come, like Colorado. I don't know, just like the middle of the country, because that really is where you know, most country music fans live, you know, and it's just really fun to be able to, you know, I just feel so lucky and glad. This year has, you know, obviously given us all perspective. And one thing that it has made me, you know, do is really just like look back on my journey and appreciate it so much, because, you know, I look at these shows that I've done, you know, and I went on my last long big tour was when I was touring to Country Fest, and it was like we were gone for like 6 weeks and we had like 30 shows, so like almost every other night we were playing, and that was just like, I mean, that was a dream come true. That's what I want to do with my whole life, you know. So I think that, you know, but I love playing, like, you know, for the middle of the country, anywhere though, like wherever people want to listen to me perform, I want to play, you know.
Right. I feel like people always think that country is specific, like country music bands are specific to like Nashville or like Texas, but
Yes,
really they're everywhere. So that is awesome that you get to
like
experience them everywhere.
even California, like, you know, whenever people are like, wait, you do country music and you're like in Los Angeles, I'm like, yes, but you don't know, like, there's such a big, like, first of all, such a big artist scene here, but then also the fans, like there's such a big fan scene here for country music. Yeah. So it's great.
Yeah, I feel like the scene is definitely becoming more prominent on the West Coast. So that's exciting to be a part of.
Yeah.
So yeah, my last question for you. This is one of my favorite questions to ask to every artist because I love the different answers that we get. Who is your dream collaboration?
Ooh, that's a hard question. But the first person that came to mind when you asked that was Casey Musgraves. I love her so much. And, you know, she's just the classic example of like, you know, keeping like the pure country roots, but then putting her own spin and twist. Like, she is an artist that can play at Coachella and at Stagecoach, you know, within like a year of each other. So, but I'm just a huge fan of her music and I want to harmonize with her so badly.
Oh my God, I love Casey. She's probably one of the reasons that I really started getting into country because I just like loved her sound so much. Christie, thank you so much for chatting with us today. It was such a pleasure getting to know you a little bit more, and we hope to meet you in person one day. That would be so fun.
I know, when we can finally be in person with each other.
This Christmas.